The Draconian Armada was known across the galaxy as a force no one dared challenge. Ships as large as moons, weapons that could tear planets apart, and crews trained to conquer every star system they encountered. For centuries, stories of their brutal conquests spread from one corner of space to another, leaving a trail of destruction wherever they went. So, when the Armada appeared suddenly near Earth's orbit, alarms echoed across every government and space station. Earth, a small, mostly forgotten planet tucked away in a quiet part of the galaxy, was not prepared for such a powerful presence. Scientists, soldiers, and leaders watched in disbelief as the massive fleet hung in the blackness of space, their huge shapes casting long shadows on Earth's blue and green surface. People across the planet stopped what they were doing and stared up at the night sky, wondering if this was the end of everything. Yet, even as fear spread, something strange happened. Just as quickly as the Draconian Armada arrived, they vanished, without a trace. No battle, no explosions, no sign of retreat. It was as if they had disappeared into thin air. The sudden silence baffled every expert and spy agency across the galaxy. What could cause such a mighty fleet to simply vanish? Earth's governments scrambled to send out messages to the galactic councils, seeking answers and warning others to prepare for anything. But the silence from the stars only grew heavier. Some believed Earth had somehow done something to stop the Armada, but no one knew what or how. Meanwhile, secret military teams were sent into space to investigate the empty spots where the ships had been. What they found was unsettling. No debris, no wreckage, no signs of fight or damage. It was as if the ships had been pulled out of existence. Meanwhile, back on Earth, normal life seemed to continue, but the fear lingered. People whispered in crowded rooms and across online networks about alien powers and strange forces protecting Earth. Governments held emergency meetings behind closed doors, debating how to protect the planet now that it was in the galactic spotlight. And beyond Earth, other alien races watched with growing interest and suspicion. Why had the Draconian Armada disappeared? Was Earth stronger than anyone realized, or was there something even more dangerous at work? The galaxy waited, tense and silent, as Earth faced questions that no one could answer yet. The mystery of the vanished Armada was only just beginning, and what came next would change everything. The empty space where the Draconian Armada had once loomed still held a strange power over those who dared approach it. The reconnaissance team, led by Commander Elena Voss, floated silently in their sleek ships, eyes glued to their instruments and cameras scanning every corner of the vast emptiness. No signs of battle damage, no debris floating in the void, only the cold silence of space where thousands of warships had simply vanished. Inside the command ship, the tension was thick. Elena's crew was skilled and experienced, but even they felt a shiver run down their spines. Something was wrong. As they moved closer to the last known position of the fleet, their scanners suddenly picked up faint signals, electromagnetic pulses, unlike anything they had ever seen. The signals were weak, but steady, as if a hidden system was still alive, somewhere inside the void. Following the signals, they entered the largest of the missing Armada ships, an enormous dreadnought named the Tyrant's Wrath. The hull was dark and empty, cold to the touch, with not a single sign of life or struggle. It was as if the crew had simply vanished into thin air. The team's engineers carefully interfaced with the ship's systems, trying to access any logs or data that might explain what had happened. Hours passed with little progress until, deep in the mainframe, they discovered encrypted files marked with a strange symbol, one that resembled a spiral wrapped in flames. It was a symbol unknown to Earth or any known galactic faction. When they finally cracked the encryption, the logs revealed something astonishing. The Draconians had been investigating a strange energy field near Earth, something that interfered with their navigation and communications. The logs hinted that this energy field was not natural, but created by some kind of advanced technology on Earth, something far beyond what humanity was believed capable of. This revelation stunned everyone. How could a relatively primitive planet harbor such powerful technology? Back on Earth, the news sent waves of shock and disbelief through the scientific community and political leaders alike. As the UEC scientists analyzed the data, they discovered something even more incredible. Hidden within the fragments of the draconian tech were traces of an unfamiliar electromagnetic pattern, one matching the unique frequencies generated naturally by Earth's core. It was as if the planet itself had somehow fought back against the invaders, using a power no one understood. This discovery raised more questions than answers. Was Earth's planet alive in some way? Had humanity unknowingly triggered a defense mechanism? Meanwhile, galactic powers who had been quietly watching from afar grew restless. Representatives from the Zelnari Empire, the Veltrax Consortium, and the Zephyr Union arrived on Earth, each demanding to see the evidence and learn what role humanity had played. Some came in peace, others with weapons ready, unsure if Earth was a threat or a prize to be claimed. The UEC found itself caught between diplomacy and defense, struggling to keep the peace while racing to understand the mysterious force that had halted the mighty draconian armada. Tensions grew as the galactic visitors spread rumors and suspicions, and human leaders realized that Earth's fate now depended on uncovering the truth behind the energy field and the vanished armada. But the biggest question remained. What? Was this unknown power on Earth, and could humanity control it before others tried to take it by force? The galaxy was watching, waiting for the next move, and deep beneath Earth's surface, something ancient was stirring, as if responding to the challenge from the stars. Earth had never before been the center of the galaxy's attention, but now, it was impossible to avoid. The sudden disappearance of the draconian armada had thrown the universe into chaos, and all eyes were on this small blue planet that somehow held the secret to one of the greatest mysteries in galactic history. Leaders and representatives from dozens of star systems gathered in a grand space station orbiting Earth, known as the Unity Spire, built specifically for this historic moment. The Galactic Summit was unlike any meeting before. Aliens of all shapes, sizes, and political interests filled the hall, their eyes sharp and their motives hidden behind polite smiles. Humans, too, stood tall and ready, aware that their planet's future and reputation were on the line. Commander Elena Voss and Dr. Amir Patel, Earth's lead scientist, were at the forefront, tasked with explaining what Earth knew and what it could offer. When the summit began, the air was thick with tension. The first speakers spoke cautiously, voicing concerns over the security of the galaxy and the possible threat Earth represented. Many demanded answers. How could a planet so young in galactic terms have stopped the mighty draconian fleet? Others whispered fears of a trap or a weapon hidden beneath Earth's surface. Humanity's leaders listened patiently, but knew that showing fear or weakness could invite disaster. Dr. Patel stepped forward to share what little they understood about the strange energy field, the ancient defense mechanism discovered beneath Earth's crust that could cloak ships and disrupt technology. His voice was steady as he explained how this device seemed designed to protect Earth from outside invaders and how it might have been accidentally activated when the Draconians arrived. The crowd murmured in surprise and disbelief. Some found the idea incredible. Others grew even more suspicious. The Zelnari delegate questioned if humanity could control such power or if it could fall into dangerous hands. The Veltrax ambassador hinted that Earth's technology should be shared with the galaxy, while the Zephyr Union warned of the risks if it were weaponized. Throughout the summit, behind the formal talks, secret deals and alliances formed quietly in the shadows. Some factions wanted to take control of Earth's ancient device. Others sought to use the summit as a chance to spy or undermine their rivals. Tensions flared when a mysterious hacker group tried to breach the Unity Spire's security systems, attempting to steal data about the device. The human cybersecurity teams fought back fiercely, revealing that Earth's defenses were stronger than many expected. The summit became a chessboard of diplomacy and subtle threats, each participant trying to gain the upper hand. Meanwhile, Commander Voss prepared for a joint expedition to investigate the underground facility where the device lay dormant. She knew the mission was risky. There could be traps or unknown dangers inside. Still, Earth had to prove its honesty and willingness to work with others or risk being isolated or attacked. As the summit drew on, a shocking revelation came to light. One of the draconian data logs had been decrypted further, revealing coordinates to a hidden chamber deep beneath Earth's surface, a place where the device had been first created or stored. This discovery electrified the summit, sparking both hope and fear. The joint expedition would explore this chamber, but it would include representatives from multiple species, each watching the others closely. The galaxy was holding its breath. As the summit closed, humanity faced a new reality. Earth was no longer a quiet backwater planet, but a key player in a game far larger than anyone had imagined. The ancient device was a symbol of unknown power and ancient history, and what happened next would decide whether Earth would be respected or feared, protected or destroyed. The galaxy wanted answers, and Earth was determined to provide them. But deep inside the shadows of the Unity Spire, not all voices were calm or united. Whispers of rebellion, greed, and secret war plans began to spread. The summit had only just begun, and the real battle, for control of the ancient power beneath Earth, was about to erupt. The joint expedition, a diverse team of humans and aliens, handpicked from the summit, descended deep beneath the Earth's surface, into the heart of an ancient underground facility long hidden from human knowledge. As the massive elevator carried them downward, walls lined with strange symbols and lights flickered softly, casting eerie shadows that made even the most seasoned explorers feel a chill. The air grew cooler, and an unexplainable hum filled the silence, a low vibration that seemed to resonate inside their bones. At the bottom, they entered a vast chamber unlike anything anyone had ever seen, its ceiling lost in darkness and walls covered with a strange glowing material that pulsed, gently like a living organism. In the center stood the ancient device, enormous and complex, a blend of technology and something almost mystical, made of metals unknown to science and covered with engravings that seemed to shift when viewed out of the corner of one's eye. Dr. Amir Patel stepped forward with a mix of awe and caution, realizing this machine was far beyond anything humanity had built or even imagined. As they activated the device for the first time, the room filled with light and energy, and a holographic figure appeared, a message from an ancestor from tens of thousands of years ago, speaking in a language only partly understood, but clear. In its intent, this device was Earth's ultimate shield, created to protect the planet from invaders by bending space and reality itself to hide Earth and stop attackers before they could harm it. The explorers watched in silence as the hologram explained how the device could cloak entire fleets, disrupt weapons, and even freeze ships in time, but warned of great danger if it was misused or tampered with recklessly. The discovery sent waves of excitement and fear through the team. They realized that this ancient technology was accidentally triggered when the Draconian Armada came near, explaining their sudden disappearance. But questions raced through everyone's minds. How? Had this device survived so long? Could it be controlled safely? And what else was hidden in Earth's past? As they explored further, strange readings appeared on their scanners, energy spikes and subtle shifts that suggested the device was still alive and reacting to their presence. Suddenly, the chamber trembled, and an alarm echoed through the tunnels, signaling that something else was awakening, something not seen or understood before. Panic rippled through the group, and Commander Elena Voss ordered an immediate retreat. But as they moved to leave, strange shapes flickered at the edges of their vision, shadows or illusions created by the device itself. It was as if the machine was testing them, trying to decide if they were friend or foe. Outside, tensions in space were rising as the galactic factions awaited news of the expedition, some ready to act if Earth's secrets were revealed, others plotting to seize the device by force. The expedition's failure or success would change everything. Deep inside the chamber, the ancient device continued to pulse, a sleeping giant stirring from a long slumber, reminding all who dared approach that Earth's hidden power was not just technology, but something far more mysterious and far more dangerous than anyone could imagine. Just as the joint expedition returned from the ancient chamber, bringing with them new knowledge and more questions than answers, a dark shadow loomed on the horizon of Earth's future. Word of the ancient device, its immense power, and the mysterious disappearance of the Draconian Armada had spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Not all who heard the news were peaceful diplomats or curious scientists. Far beyond Earth's atmosphere, in hidden corners of space, a powerful coalition of mercenaries, rival species, and warlords, calling themselves the Obsidian Pact, saw an opportunity to seize control of the device for their own dark ambitions. They had been watching Earth closely, waiting for a moment of weakness. Their fleets, though smaller than the Draconian Armada, were deadly and ruthless, driven by greed and the desire for domination. As Earth and its allies worked to understand and secure the ancient device, the Obsidian Pact launched a sudden and brutal attack on the nearby human space stations, catching defenders off guard. Explosions rocked the stations, alarms blared, and panic spread among Earth's forces and their galactic partners. Commander Elena Voss, now fully aware of the stakes, quickly organized Earth's defense. With limited resources and time, she rallied a coalition fleet made up of human ships and those from allied species who had come to trust Earth's leadership. The battle was fierce and chaotic. The Obsidian Pact fought with brutal efficiency, targeting not just military forces but also scientists and engineers working to unlock the device's secrets. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, humanity's resilience shone through. Pilots flew with fierce determination, engineers repaired critical systems under fire, and scientists worked to use the device's technology as a defense tool. The device itself, activated cautiously, created cloaking fields and electronic disruptions that turned the tide of battle. In key moments, amid the fighting, Dr. Amir Patel and a small team worked in secret to better understand how to control the device, hoping to use its power not only to defend Earth but also to protect the entire galaxy from such threats. But the Obsidian Pact was relentless. They unleashed devastating weapons designed to bypass the device's shields, and their ground forces attempted covert landings to infiltrate the underground chamber. Elena's team faced betrayal from within as some factions sought to make deals with the invaders for their own gain, creating deadly internal conflicts. The fight was not just in space but within political halls and hidden tunnels. Just when it seemed Earth and its allies might be overwhelmed, a surprising ally arrived, a former Draconian warship that had somehow escaped the fleet's disappearance and now turned against the Obsidian Pact. Its captain, a Draconian defector, who had long doubted the Armada's harsh ways, offered crucial intelligence and firepower. With this help, and using the ancient device's power, Earth's forces pushed back the invaders, forcing the Obsidian Pact to retreat, but warning that they would return. Exhausted but victorious, Earth's leaders understood that the battle had only begun. The galaxy was no longer a place of peaceful observation, but a field of conflict, with Earth at its center. Humanity had proven its strength, not just through technology, but through courage, unity, and the will to survive against impossible odds. The ancient device remained both a blessing and a danger, a symbol of hope and a target for those who sought to control or destroy it. As peace settled over the battered stations and ships, Commander Voss looked toward the stars, knowing that the galaxy's eyes would never leave Earth again. The coming days would test humanity in ways they had never imagined. The real war was just beginning, and Earth had to be ready, because the galaxy wanted answers, and many were willing to fight to get them. The skies above Earth were calm again, but no one believed peace would last forever. The battle with the Obsidian Pact had changed everything. Earth was no longer a hidden planet on the edge of the galaxy. It was now a symbol of resistance, mystery, and untapped power. Across space, old enemies watched with interest. Allies grew cautious, and many others whispered about what would come next. Inside the ancient underground chamber, the device rested quietly, but scientists confirmed it was still active, still aware. Dr. Amir Patel led a team of researchers day and night, trying to understand its deeper secrets, convinced that it was more than a shield. It might even be a key to something older than the galaxy itself. The symbols on its surface glowed in new patterns, and the walls of the chamber revealed hidden doors and passages, some of which led deeper into the Earth than anyone had gone before. It was as if the planet itself had been built around this machine, or perhaps the machine had shaped the Earth over time. Meanwhile, Commander Elena Voss had become more than a soldier. She was now a voice for humanity in the growing Galactic Council, representing Earth's right to survive and choose its own path. At the first gathering after the war, she stood before the galaxy's most powerful leaders and declared that Earth would no longer be silent or submissive. Humanity would stand on equal ground, not through conquest or fear, but through strength, honor, and discovery. Her speech won both admiration and suspicion. Some races welcomed Earth's rise, others feared it. Quiet plans formed in hidden rooms, and distant worlds prepared for what they believed was coming. Still, something was different now. Earth was building new ships, stronger than before, using knowledge gained from the device and from alien allies who chose trust over control. Trade routes opened, scholars exchanged data, and human culture began to spread far beyond its solar system. Yet, not all shadows had faded. Deep in the uncharted zones of space, strange signals echoed, and explorers vanished while chasing them. Dr. Patel believed the device was calling out, reaching for something or someone. He feared the ancient technology was not just a defense system, but a beacon, a warning, or even a test. If so, who had built it? And were they coming back? One night, while studying the oldest sequence in the device's core, he found a message. Buried deep in code, 4 words in perfect English: "You are not alone." The words chilled him more than he could explain, and when he told Elena, she didn't laugh. She ordered silence on the discovery and ordered defenses to be quietly raised, not to cause fear, but to prepare. Earth would not be caught off guard. Again. Weeks passed, and small signs began to appear, stars dimming unexpectedly, long-dead satellites reactivating, and ancient alien ruins lighting up across distant worlds. Something was changing in the galaxy, and Earth was at the heart of it, but now humanity was ready. New alliances were being formed, old enemies were being watched, and every human, on Earth, on colonies, on ships, knew the truth. Their world had awakened something bigger than anyone could understand. Still, they would not run or bow. A new era had begun. The era where Earth was not a target, not a victim, not just a home, but a power. Not one of domination, but of discovery, resilience, and hope. In the stars above and the depths below, the story of humanity was just beginning. And whatever waited out there, whether danger or destiny, humanity would face it together.